Welcome to this week's Quick Charge. Paul wrote in Colossians chapter 1, giving thanks to the Father who qualified us to share in the inheritance of the saints in the kingdom. One version says, you have been made eligible. There's something very satisfying, very fulfilling, very affirming when someone in authority tells you you're qualified. Qualified means you've been enabled, you've been made fit or made worthy, you're fully ready. And this is God telling his own people, you're ready. Ready to fulfill your purpose, your mission, your destiny, and your calling. Now, God says things like this because we tend not to feel this way. We often have several logical or reasonable or even credible objections. Like the man in the book of Mark, as Jesus was getting into the boat, the Bible says the man who had been demon-possessed, he kept begging Jesus to be with him, but Jesus would not let him. Instead, he told him, go back home to your own people and report to them how much the Lord has done for you. Jesus is telling him, you're ready, you're qualified. But even after a genuine encounter and after such a radical transformation, the man assumed that he needed more. He needed more time, he needed more teaching, he needed more help with his issues, more ministry. He just felt unqualified. But Jesus said, go for it. Why? Because Jesus recognized and trusted the grace of the Father in that man more than he trusted the man. He knew that man had just been given a deposit. John reminds us that greater is he that is in you. And God has gone to an awful lot of trouble and expense to qualify us. In Leviticus chapter 8, it describes exactly how God qualified his servants, what he did for them, what he gave to them, what he put on them, several distinct investments that he made to cause them to be qualified. Now, please note that these investments were done to them and for them, and there was nothing left for them to do. There was nothing lacking, nothing missing, or incomplete. One of the things that God did, very first, he washed them. In Luke 8:6, it says, then Moses brought Aaron and his sons forward, and he washed them with water. Moses, the deliverer, the prophet, a type of the coming Jesus, begins by washing his servants, washing off what is on them, what's attached to them, what they've picked up, what they are identifying with that didn't belong to them. All things that are foreign, contrary, any outside influence. You see, using water is a depiction of God's spoken word. And it's what he says, the flowing, fluid, proceeding word. Jesus said we are to live by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. So from the beginning, before anything else, God gets a word in. He puts his word on us, and it's the very first word. It is a preceding and prevailing word. Why? Because in his order, he says it, and then it is so. Before anything can oppose or conflict or contest his purpose and his will, he puts his word on us. So we now live under a preceding, prevailing word of enabling grace. I am what he says, and I can do what he has said. I am no longer what has been washed off of me. Paul told Titus he brought us out from our old ways of living to a new beginning through the washing of regeneration. His word has already washed off every devilish scheme, snare, and plot. Our God has already had the first word, and it's a good word. And he'll have the last word as well. We're qualified because we are under his preceding word. Join me next week for more of You're Qualified. God bless.